Hey, I'm back. I'm back. I'm waiting for some people to get in here. But while we waiting, I'm gonna plug the anthem. Thank y'all for staying with me. A love letter came through the mail. It said I miss you. I ripped it up and flexed with the tissue. Trying to forget you. I ain't got nothing against you. And you know we all got issues. But I'm tired of being tired of being tired. That part of me didn't die. I see it and I don't act like I'm blind. I'm confident it won't be one of mine. Hey. Emotions come with lies, so I tell the truth all the time. Ain't got no sympathy for no bitch. I admit that I'm rich and I'm lit. Jumping up on stages, I get 200 occasions. But I ain't really for the game. Or we make niggas shut they trap down. They see how I made it. I'm the reason they won't rap now. See me out in traffic, make a hater pull his head down. Biggie's OG salute me. The stylist can't even style me. The robbers probably won't get me on mouth and I Lamborghinis. The Yankees turn in my city. They try me, I get it cracked. Somebody still would happen if I never started rapping. My people them steady trapping and they still be getting mad if I tell them to chill. I'm trying to run up these M's, pay cash and then he post your crib. I can't show nobody where my mama live. That's how I supposed to feel. My niece just asked me what my diamond real. I said, of course. I just played the hand that I was dealt. They had the force. All around the world, they know it's me. They hear my voice. And I done it all in a pair of Dior's. Yeah. If y'all haven't, like, subscribe, and share. Act the Dana J page. If y'all haven't already, like, subscribe, and share. Act the Dana J page. This is how we doing it over here. You know, I want to say I want to thank everybody for coming back. I had to run out. I got a call that I had to take care of. So, and the point of that, we back. We ready to do our thing. As we do over here at the firm. We do our thing. So, hold on, let me get it ready real quick. I'm so tired of being tired. Hey, I'm good. I'm live. All right, jump on. I'm so tired of being tired and being tired. That's a good song right there. You so tired of being tired of being tired. How many of y'all are tired of being tired of being tired? All right. Once again, I want to thank everybody in the chat for coming back, or majority of the folks are coming back. I'm quite sure the stragglers will figure out that I'm back on and jump back on. But what I was saying was, I'm gonna start here. Mr. Brinley said we made a demand, and what I'm talking about is this is everything that happened in the case. So can't nobody say Dana J made this up or this didn't happen, because as the recorder recorded it, as they was saying it, this is what was being said. So can't nobody say that this didn't happen because it came from the recorder. So if anybody say it didn't happen, then you calling the recorder a liar. So it says, we made a demand. We haven't filled a motion to sever. The court said made a demand. And then he said, so let's do it this way. If you want to sever, then file your motion to sever and we'll consider it. Right here, when he said we made a demand, Daryl McDavid, lawyer, is saying we're standing as a man. It's a man in front of you and not a corporate fiction. And for y'all that been in my classes on the daytime, I've talked about the all capital name is a corporate fiction of the United States of America, the corporation. But the capital first name, lowercase everything, capital last name, capital last letter, lowercase everything, capital first letter, lowercase everything, signifies that you are a man. And then it says, and Mr. Brinley said, yes, Your Honor, that's what we'll do. Because he didn't want to create conflict in the court.
That means if you create conflict in a court, that means the judge got to sit and actually rule over it. Then the court says, so until it's filled, I guess there's nothing for me to do other than we can anticipate that you may be filling one. Mr. Brinley said, yes. The court said, but you may not also. Ms. Cruel said, so will time be excluded, Your Honor, until they file their motion? The court, the the time will be excluded. Let's see. I'll exclude time for the purposes of a pretrial motion by Mr. McDavid. And is there an objection to excluding time for Mr. Kelly and Mr. Brown? Ms. Judge, no objection. Mr. Leonard, no objection. The court, the time will exclude in the interest of justice, continuity of counsel. And I'll exclude time at least for the next. You say a week. You'll file a motion in a week, Mr. Brinley. Yes. The court. All right. I'll exclude time for purposes of that motion. So then if you file a motion to sever and I grant it, then we'll take that from then on. Otherwise, I'll exclude time until the trial date. Mr. Brinley, understood, Your Honor. The court. All right. So now we need, Miss Cruel, we need to do an arraignment. The court, to arraign Mr. Kelly, is that right? Miss Cruel, yes, Your Honor. The court, all right. Does the superseding indictment affect Mr. McDavid or Mr. Brown? Miss Cruel, there are the same charges against the court. Pardon? Miss Cruel said, there are the same charges against. The court said, pardon? Miss Cruel, there are the same charges against both of those individuals. We have not changed the charges against them. The court. So they do not need to be arraigned, or do they? Miss Cruel, there are slight language differences in this superseding indictment, so we should. So basically, they changed the language for Robert Kelly, but it's the same charges for Daryl McDavid, June Brown, and Robert Kelly. See, the thing is, but they trying to capture Robert and some language barriers, but they basically are the same charges and for all three. And the court, all right, well, just out of caution, then we will. All right. So, Mr. Kelly, does he wish me to read the indictment? Mr. Leonard, no, Judge. Will acknowledge receipt, waive formal reading, and enter a plea of not guilty to all counts. The court, all right. Let the record show that Mr. Kelly is in court in person. Now check it. Here's what I'm gonna show y'all. The judge is saying, all right, let the record show that Mr. Kelly is in court in person, right? And look how Mr. Kelly is. Look how Mr. Kelly is written. That's proper person. That's person form, right? Okay. So I'm going to scroll back up for a second. I'm going to show y'all something. If they're going to acknowledge that he's in court, right? Why is it all put in corporate fiction and not proper noun? See the difference of Mr. Kelly or R. Kelly or Robert Sylvester Kelly versus what was shown at the bottom? And what they did to cover their track is they put at all. But that means all personas. But they acknowledging him as a corporate fiction. So what they doing is they trying to capture him in all jurisdictions without acknowledging the human form. They only acknowledge the corporate side and not the human form. Let's continue. Through his counsel, he acknowledged that he's received a copy of the superseding indictment, which I believe has 13 counts. He waives formal reading of the same and enters a plea of not guilty. Mr. McDavid, Mr. Glozman, Your Honor, we've also received the charging documents and gone over them with Mr. McDavid. We waive formal reading and enter a plea of not guilty as to each count. The court, all right. So Mr. McDavid acknowledges that he's received a copy of the superseding indictment. He likewise waives formal reading of the same and enters a plea of not guilty. Mr. Brown, Miss Judge, Your Honor, Mr. Brown has received the superseding indictment, waives formal reading, and enters a plea of not guilty. The court, all right, let the record show Mr. Brown. So why is Mr. Brown in proper form? Is in court. Counsel acknowledges receipt of the superseding indictment, waives formal reading of the same, and enters a plea of not guilty. Now, there's a number of discovery motions. The government responded to them. As I interpret the government's responses to the motions, the government has advised all of the federal officials to preserve their law enforcement notes, but does not believe they have the authority to order state law enforcement officials to preserve their notes. Is that correct, Ms. Kroll? That's correct. The state officials are not a part of the prosecution team. So let me get this correct. The government has advised all of the federal officials to preserve their law enforcement notes, but does not believe they have the authority to order state law enforcement officials to preserve their notes. Is that correct? Ms. Kroll said that's correct. The state officials are not part of our prosecution team. So that means that all federal officials are part of the prosecution team. How can that be? Impossible. So every federal official is part of y'all prosecution team. Wow. The court, but you have advised them to do so, or have you, Ms. Kroll? The federal agents we have, correct. The court, how about the state? Has anybody asked them to preserve their notes? Ms. Kroll, we are not in communication with the Chicago Police Department. Investigators who are working on that case, they're not part of our prosecution team. The court, all right. My understanding is the balance of the request. The government acknowledges their obligation under Brady and Giglio, and they will. The question is when they will produce the information. And also, they acknowledge Jinx material, as I understand it, and they will produce that voluntarily prior to trial at the same time as the Brady material. Is that right, Ms. Kroll? With respect to Brady, we will turn over Brady material immediately. The court, okay. Ms. Kroll, with respect to Giglio and Jinx, we represented, we will turn that over 1 month prior to trial. The court, all right. And the defendants wish to push that forward, I guess forward or backward, whatever it is, so that they have more time. Is that right? Mr. Leonard, we would judge, particularly in light of the long new date, and they're already sitting on this information already. A 60-day date in our mind would be appropriate prior to the October trial date. They already possesses the information and could produce it. The court, is there a problem with producing it in 60 days? Ms. Kroll, Your Honor, we have already produced the vast majority of it. We produced last week approximately more than 1,000 pages of a lot of Jinx materials and the Giglio materials. And so what's left in the things that we're still developing throughout our investigation. And so we don't believe that there's a need to do that 60-day prior to trial. It's abnormally far in advance of trial. The court, I'll split the difference, 45 days prior to trial. Mr. Leonard will take it. Mr. Glozman, will that be for all defendants, Your Honor? The court, yes. Now, I think the government has acknowledged everything and they produce everything other than Jinx and Giglio material. And they will do that. Is there any? Mr. Leonard, there's still a couple of categories, Judge. So with regard to witnesses, just lay witnesses, we've asked them to produce the psychiatric records and drug treatment records of those witnesses. Their position is that they don't possess them. Well, at a minimum, they could identify for us those providers so that we could issue subpoenas to get those records rather than finding out at trial that these witnesses have received psychiatric treatment or drug abuse treatment, etc. Ms. Kroll, and Your Honor, the government cited extensive case law in our brief that says that the government has no obligation to do that. But I will also say affirmatively, the government has no information whatsoever about any providers. Look, but I will also say affirmatively, the government has no information whatsoever about any providers. So nobody took a psychiatric treatment test, or nobody been through psychiatric treatment, or nobody took drug abuse treatment, but they all victims, huh? So we have no information to provide the court. I guess the question would be, are you willing to search to see if there is any? Ms. Kroll, Your Honor, that's what I cited in my brief. There is extensive case law both in this circuit and all across the country saying we have no obligation to search for those. Mr. Leonard, well, Judge, while we do wait until the time of trial and finding out on cross-examination that someone has had treatment for drugs or psychiatric issues, and then that will create much delay, they could simply identify them. The court, let's put it this way. If the government finds out that there is drug or psychiatric issues related to treatments, that they will notify the defendants at that time. Ms. Kroll, Your Honor, the government cited case law, including Supreme Court case law, in our brief that said if we do have such information, the proper procedure would be to have the proper procedure would be to have the court review it in camera. And so that's the proper procedure. The court, okay, the court, that you will submit the information to the court in camera and notify the defendants it's been done. Ms. Kroll, yes, Your Honor, the court. And that's strictly, obviously, if you intend to. The judge got her right here. And that's strictly, obviously, if you intend to. If that will come out during the trial, then you should do that. Is that acceptable? Mr. Leonard, that is, Judge. If they could do that immediately as to the ones that have already been identified, the court, well, as soon as they find out any such information, Mr. Leonard, sure, the court, they will submit it to the court for in-camera inspection, but notify the defendants that this information has been turned over to the court. Ms. Kroll, Your Honor, I can represent that we have no such information in our possession right now. The court, I understand you say that. If you do come up with it, then you will do so. Is that correct? Ms. Kroll, correct. But I want to be clear that the government has no obligation to search for such information because there's extensive case law that says the government, the court, if it comes to your attention, then you will submit it to the court. Ms. Kroll, yes, Your Honor. So now Ms. Kroll and the judge is arguing back and forth. The court, what else? Mr. Leonard, there's no more category, Judge, just in terms of law enforcement witnesses. Anything that proceedings, internal complaints that bear upon truthfulness and veracity, the court, that's Giglio's material. Mr. Leonard, well, Judge, we would like that produced. Their position is that they don't have to produce it. Their position is that they don't have to produce if it's not sustained. We're not talking about whether it's admissible or not. We would like to see the materials, and we would like to see them sooner rather than later. Ms. Kroll, and Your Honor, our position is 45 days prior to the trial. We will turn over the sustained complaints against any law enforcement officers. We've cited case law in our brief that says that allegations that are not sustained, that are not found to be credible, that the government has no obligation to turn that over. Why not? That's my question. Why not? Then the court said, but you will do. Listen to the text. But you will do so. Ms. Kroll, Your Honor, we object to, look, we object. She clearly said, Your Honor, we object to doing so because that's not our practice. That's not how we handle this in all of our other cases. Now, I'm going to pause there because when I came public and I said that's what it was said by people that was there that this was never said. So now you see it. You see it in the transcript. So now I wonder if those people that go around spreading lies on me, about me, and to y'all about me, can they say that it wasn't said again? It clearly says, Ms. Kroll said, Your Honor, we object to doing so because that's not our practice. That's not how we handle this and all of our other cases. I said that word for word, and I was told by other folks, oh no, the judge ain't never say that, and Ms. Kroll ain't never say that. So now y'all have it here firsthand. Y'all have it firsthand. Everything I said has lined up so far. Nothing was waived. Nothing was nothing. Everything I said has lined up so far. But y'all was told, oh, don't listen to Dana J because he lying. He don't know nothing. Well, if I'm lying, I'm flying because now the transcript says everything that I've said. And even stuff that I left out, the transcript is not going to leave out. So I'm going to ask y'all this question. Like I said, as I follow the lawyers that's doing their thing, and as I follow Rob himself, I can tell y'all what's going on because I'm following the key players, the real lawyers that's involved, not no hope and prayer lawyers that's coming in, that's doing this, not nobody that's saying, oh no, the lawyers ain't doing nothing, they're weak lawyers. No, I'm following the lawyers as they going. So let's go here. The court. I just finished a trial involving Giglio and material over whether it not necessarily whether it is sustained or not, but well, they contend they don't have to do it. So you have a motion, so I'll have to decide that whether or not. Mr. Leonard, could we just file a reply with respect to that judge? The court, you may file a reply. Mr. Leonard, 14 days. The court, all right. What else? Anything else? Mr. Leonard, I think that's pretty much the categories we've discussed. The court, anything else? Everybody happy? Mr. Brinley, no, Your Honor. Uh-oh. The court, everybody is happy. Ms. Kroll, Your Honor, I think the last remaining issue is the pending motion by Mr. Kelly for reconsideration of his bond that was filed about 6 months ago. The court, are you going to? Mr. Greenberg, not at this time, Judge. I don't know why that showed up on the docket or people thought. The court, why don't I do this? Why don't I deny it without prejudice at this time? This key word right here, without, is the most powerful word or conjunction word on this sheet. And I'm going to tell you why. With means they can't come back and file another motion. Without mean they can continue to file a motion. So the judge said, why don't I do this? Why don't I deny it without prejudice at this time? So basically he's saying is that, Greenberg, how about I just deny it right now since it's here, but you can come back at a later date and put it forth. The government don't like that. Mr. Greenberg said, why didn't we withdraw it, Judge? The court, okay, motion is withdrawn. Anything else? Mr. Leonard said, no, Judge. The court, thank you. Ms. Kroll, no, Your Honor. Look, she know what's going on. And she said, no, Your Honor. The court said, thank you. Mr. Greenberg said, thank you. which were all the proceedings heard. So basically, Miss Kroll is not happy at all because she was put on Front Street by the judge. And then the certificate to certify say, I certified that the foregoing is a correct transcript from the record of proceedings and the above entitled matter. Miss Kelly Fitzgerald, March 6, 2020. So with that being said, I'm going to ask y'all a question. Anytime I came to y'all with something, when was I ever wrong? When was I ever wrong? If I ever brought you anything, when was I ever wrong? Everything I read was just what I said happened and how it happened. At the end of the day, I said that to say this. No matter what happens, you have one state that's willing to play fair. Right, but Steve withdrew it. Right, Sylvia. And you have one state that's willing to play fair when you have another state that want all jurisdiction that's willing not to play fair at all. So at the end of the day, if this fight, right, Miss January, Miss Kroll was 38 hot. If this fight was always about Robert Sylvester Kelly, why the hell is Dana J the star of this shit? That's what I'm gonna ask. If this fight is about Robert Sylvester Kelly and everybody claim is about him, why is Dana J the star of this shit? My name should not hold more weight than Robert Sylvester Kelly. Thank you, Georgia girl. Yes, I've been consistent since day one. My name shouldn't hold more weight than Robert Sylvester Kelly. And I believe that's the same message that Sharon Winbush is relaying. I believe Ms. Sharon Winbush is saying the same thing. Let's stop talking about other folks and let's focus on Robert Kelly. But no, in order for your channel to grow, you can't talk about Robert Kelly because you don't have no content on Robert Kelly. So you got to talk about Dana J. Which leads me to believe this right here. Whether good, bad, or indifferent, y'all know I had the same attitude. Y'all know I attack the same way when I'm attacked. However, at the end of the day, I've did all that. It was fun doing it, but it's not about me. So now my whole agenda. What's up, Andre? So now my whole agenda has switched. And now people understand, trying to figure out why Dana J ain't going back at nobody. Because I have nothing to prove. You hear people say they coming, they taking over, they doing this, they doing that. And what people got to understand is that I've heard that before. I've seen the same show before. The problem is I participated in the same arena and the same show. Now I wish not to participate in the arena because can't nobody outduel me in the arena. So I choose to take my arena to a higher level. Give me some authorities that I can duel. I can't stay grounded at one place. I got to elevate. So as I elevate, then we all elevate. That's why I can't participate in the bullshit. That's why Prima Donna decided not to participate in the bullshit. That's why Sky Zone don't participate in the bullshit. That's why Sylvia don't participate. That's why Spit and Fire don't participate in the bullshit. Because while the peasants sit and congregate, the real fighters go to where it need to go at. And that's just where I'm at. And if anybody that's on the firm can't identify or don't agree, I think this is where the departure note comes for you. I've seen people leave. I don't care. I seen people that said, Dana, I got your back. Turned around and stabbing me in the back. It reminds me of the story of Jesus. Hosanna, Hosanna. But then 3 days later, crucify him. At the end of the day, it's too much bullshit going on and not enough time to deal with the bullshit and deal with Rob alone. So what I'll say is, you won't see me ever participate in the bullshit. When the bullshit come, we exit stage left. Let them have the stage. Let them entertain. My question is, for the people that follow them, are you entertained? And think about this. The people that's following the bullshitters, always remember this. They are all rejects of Dana J. My fight is for Robert Sylvester Kelly, not nobody else. Pamela McCrae said, Dana, what's going to happen to Kelly? I'm going to be honest with you. If I had the answer, I would tell you, Pamela. But what I believe is that he's going to beat all charges. Now, the problem is a lot of people going to go to jail around him. I know that for a fact. And I know for a fact that I'm not one of them. And just like I'll say this, for 4 months, I've been sitting on videos and paperwork. And when I got tired, I'll put this out there. I'll show that. Just to show people that don't call my bluff. When I tell y'all this, I mean it. A lot of people that was around him is going to jail. I'm going to say that. Some people on YouTube is going to jail. I'm going to tell you that. But I'm not one of them. So y'all don't have nothing to worry about. I'm just going to say this. When you come up in a motion or when you come up in a rebuttal, the government have to take action because they cannot use your name or your alias and not do nothing about it. I'm going to say this, Rob will be home soon. And I hear the people say, well, you said Rob wasn't going to have a federal case. I'm going to walk down the street. For a minute. You said Rob wasn't going to have a federal case. At that time, who knew Homeland Security was going to come in? And because it really wasn't that serious. Steve Smith said, no disrespect, but it was Larry saying the judge never said what you just read. It wasn't nobody else that said that. Larry also said everyone around R. Kelly is testifying. Do you have to? Well, Steve Smith, I'm going to say this. Larry wasn't the only one that said that. It was some others that ever people go listen to whose name not important that I won't entertain because I'm not sending traffic their way anymore. But they were also the ones saying it. It was also the Subliminal Queen that was saying it as well. And one of the two was there. However, everyone around R. Kelly is testifying. I don't know about that. So I'm not going to bring you false information. I don't know about everybody testifying. I know a certain number of people are going down there trying to keep Robert in jail. I do know that. And no, I don't have to. No, I don't have to at all. But yeah, people were saying, you said R. Kelly, you know what I mean? Who knew that R. Kelly was going to get picked up by Homeland Security? I'm going to be honest with you. I was looking at it as a big joke. Just like some of the people from Lifetime, as I was told, when I was conversing with Sudi, and Sudi was trying to get me to change my story. I told her no. So then I hear people saying, Mary Gaines said, now you're talking like the man you are, not the man they want you to be. I like this, man. Keep Mary Gaines, and it feels good to be this way. And I appreciate you so much, Mary Gaines. Tim Savage was the cause for him having a federal case. No, it wasn't just Tim Savage, Gucci. It wasn't just Tim Savage. You will actually see exactly who it was. It wasn't just Tim Savage. It was a collective group. Kells ain't got to defend himself, but the state has to prove their accusations. The state and the federal government have to prove their accusations. And if they can't prove it, then hey, but they can put the presumption out there that'll make the judge look different. But here's my honest to God feeling, Vi. In New York, I believe Kel's lawyers should attack New York case just to prove their truth. Because if you don't, Ann Donnelly has shown that she's not on Rob's side, nor is she on the side of right, and she on the side of just getting a conviction. And I see two people that have fell back from being on, and that's not on as much as usual. Yeah, Leanne Fenwick, you're right. Thanks, Dana. You're a good person. Thank you, Miss Pamela. But he was the main cause. No. Gucci, he was the adding cause. The main cause was Michael Avenatti and that prosecutor who nobody knows anything about. I'm trying to figure out who's the prosecutor that chose to prosecute after seeing Surviving R. Kelly 1. I still haven't got that person named yet. I know there are others, but Tim made the loud noise. That part is true, Sylvia. Tim made the extreme loud noise. This whole case is bullshit. They don't have anything on Rob. Justin, I totally agree. But I believe they have some made up bullshit on him. So I agree, but I disagree, Justin. I believe they totally have made up bullshit on him. And like I said, I've read the transcript. So now it is what it is. I don't have to prove myself because I've been doing this. I've been putting in work. I've been doing that. And character need to be attacked. That's a very dangerous thing to do, Vi. Because if you attack her character and you miss or you strike out, she's going to destroy you in her courtroom. That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to be honest. I'm thinking that's kind of what they trying to feed people to do. Just so she can bob and weave and go ham. Nancy Grace. I don't know too much about Nancy Grace. But what I will say is the lady from CNN, anytime somebody observe or watches something that alleges or is child pornography, they need to be charged with child pornography charges as well. They're trying to switch the narrative to make him look guilty when he's not guilty at all. And the show, that sound like what this new regime is doing now, and to me. And it's been said because I'm close to Rob. Everything he's going through, I'm going through the same thing. So it's fine. Like I said before, the case is more weaker than the 2008 case. I agree. Now, the only thing Dana was wrong about was how good his jump shot is. Nice way to make me smile, Brenton. Dana, you've been dragged and they wondering how you still standing. God is on your side. Thank you, Georgia girl. Exactly. Leanne Fenwick crazy. I don't know who Gorilla Zoe is. Who is that? Legit, because right, Rob will be home real soon. Okay. Do not attack her. She will destroy her. Exactly. That's what but if you notice, certain people say, hey, write her, attack her, tell her how much a piece of shit she is. Man, you crazy as hell. Rob will pay for that. Wouldn't it be Kim Fox, the prosecutor, aside? No. Steve Smith, Kim Fox solicited people. But it was federal prosecutor that's in bed with them that I don't know who her or his name is. And what I would say this, it kills me how people say that Chicago loves Rob, right? But I know firsthand that if Chicago loved Rob, George Floyd situation wouldn't have been able to hit Chicago because they already would have been doing that over Robert. But that's all you got to do is look at facts. I believe some pockets of people in Chicago love Rob, but overall, I don't think Chicago respects or rocks with Rob. Cause I've talked to people in Chicago, and that's all they keep saying is, "Oh yeah, he's a pedophile. He been doing that." And then my question would be, "Well, can you prove it?" And they'd be like, "Oh, back in the day, he would go back to his old high school." So if that's the case, I used to go back to my old high school and go hang out with my music teacher, and I would go and teach drum paradiddles. Did that make me a pedophile? Come on. Launch Scribner, Dana, we got to find out who testified against Rob. Oh, it's all gonna come out. Because truth to be told, and you can't go to trial and without knowing who the people that testified against him. I'm just gonna say this. I'm prepared for whoever it is. I will no longer be shocked. I'm praying it's nobody that I know. But I will let y'all know this. It's not me. I will let you know that. It's not me. But she is have a responsibility to be fair and impartial. That what she was sworn to uphold. Well, here's the thing, Vi. If you don't put her oath of office on public record for the case, she can do whatever she want to do, and especially if nobody catch it. Just like I just read in the transcript, how Judge Leavenweather switched jurisdiction 3 times and nobody caught it. Hey, what the info? I don't know what you're talking about. Dana got the firm behind his back. That's why he's so strong and he's got God on his side. Thank you, Nichelle, all day, every day. Hi, Dana, I'm here. Hey, Robert. Nancy Grace had dodged the lady. Nancy Grace had dodged the lady and she killed herself. Then they find that the girl was not guilty. Huh? Nancy Grace had dodged the lady and she killed herself. Then they find that the girl was not guilty. I don't know nothing about that. Hey, what about Azriel? Zero. What about Azriel? That's right, Dana. Michelle, amen. Facts, Dana. The gym with lady. What about Angelo Clary? What about Angelo Clary? And you have to ask more specific questions. Asking me what about Angelo Clary, that's a broad statement. Or that's a broad question. So, I mean, what are you trying to find out? R. Kelly will be a different and better man at the end of all this. I believe it's Sweet P. We all have Shanique Labana. Man, Chicago don't give a damn about Kels. I truly believe that. If they can't get no money off of them, then there's no need for them. I believe that. That's all they got. Shaking my head. And Miss January, hey, well, if that's all they got, I won't be responding. If that's what you're talking about. Dana, wait a minute. I don't want to skip over nobody. I think they really don't get it. Their actions, Rob has to pay for it all. Right, Ann? Right. How do you know? Just a rumor that spread around the hood. Right. Right. Just a rumor. Are you talking about R. Kelly, Shay? Dana, another thing is how can they make Rob a corporation and his a man human? And what I meant by attack her is make her do her job when she's sworn to uphold. Yeah, well, if you don't put her oath of office on public record, then she can do whatever she want to do. Now you said, Dana, another thing is how can they make Rob a corporation? Okay, easy. Bye. I got a question. Actually, I want you to call in because I don't want no lag when it comes to this, and I want people to understand exactly where I'm going with this. Call in, Vi, 470-355-8221. Moderators, put that in the chat. 470-355-8221. I want to address this with my guy, via the guy from Minnesota. Is she going to hurt him, Azriel? Oh, I don't know, Pamela. I haven't spoke with Az. I don't have no communications with her. This young woman that her child, this young woman that her child disappeared. Oh, wow. They are very close to him. At Gucci, at Sylvia, hey, Big Marshall, Sweet Pea, like they made a big deal about him going to McDonald's when he really had a connection there with his mom. Exactly, Sweet Pea. The gym at the gym didn't hear about any suicide. What's the story about? XO, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know. Dog the lady, that's why she lost her show. Who lost their show? What they won't tell you is that R. Kelly went back to his old high school to see Miss McLean to help him convert his music into songs. But I'm sure they intentionally left that part out. J-Rock, you ain't never tell a lie. Nancy Grace is biased. She believes you're guilty until you're proven innocent. He need to get him an island. Is it that easy to get an island? Is she going to hurt him, Azriel, in court? Pamela McCray, I don't have no connections with Azriel. I don't know. I don't talk to her. At Gucci, she still has a show. I heard her recently on some cases. Nancy Grace been trash. Damn. Once Rob gets out, I hope he leaves Chicago and never look back and never go back there again. EJ, I hope so too. You're live, raw and uncut with actor Dana J. How can I help you?
What's going on, Dana? This is Vibe, bro.
What's up, Vi? All right. Ask your first part of your question again.
I was asking how could they. Well, I kind of know because I know a lot of information, that most people might not know, but how they making him from a man to a corporation as far as the RICO.
Easy.
And shit.
Easy. Dave did it for 53 years. And actually, they've made everybody into a corporation for that. Everybody, I'm gonna say this, everybody that signs an I-9 or a W-4 or that gets a W-2 form, that they are all corporations. If you look at your paycheck, you will see your name in all caps. That's a corporation.
And that's because of the Social Security Administration. When you have a Social Security number, they look at you as a dead person.
Right. That's why people that live in private and that practice in private, but they still live in public and they don't cross the two. We have 9-digit EIN numbers.
Right.
And then from that point, when we go to sign the W-2 form, and most companies won't agree to this, or they'll say they don't know nothing about it, I will sign a W-8 bin, or I will ask them, can I 1099?
Right.
And because if I 1099, or if I do a W-8 bin, or if I do a contract 545, that pretty much relieves me of the taxes, and that puts it back on a corporation.
So this is another question I'll ask. So with that being said,
then I'm about to show you what a W-8 bin look like. But go ahead.
With them treating him like a corporation, so say if Rob wanted it, if he went and called in and got his 98 number or something like that, and he wanted to make himself an alien resident of this country,
like too late.
That, would it be too late for him to do that, right?
It's too late right now because he's in holding.
Right. See, there's something like, cause I've been on it, man. You know, I talked to you about it a while
Right.
back, and you was telling me about the live birth, the certificate of live birth,
Right.
which I did get. But that.
And they gave you a hard way of getting it, didn't they?
Yeah, that's the biggest problem that a lot of people have with that. What gives them, well, the Social Security number is what gives them jurisdiction over your person. You know, everywhere you go, you have to put that number in everywhere you go for, you know, they able to track you down. They able to do whatever they want to do. I mean, they treat you how they want to treat you.
Right.
It's according to people that I've talked to, it's a totally different world when you living outside of that Social Security number.
Right.
Yeah, it's messed up, but you know, I do believe like this man been silent, man. He ain't been silent just this year. He been silent since the first case. Here you go, the second case. This man, his side of the story has yet been told.
Right.
Still to this day. You have a lot of people with, you know, just like me, they're just like you. You know what I'm saying? We deal with, I have kids, and you have kids, you know what I'm saying? So the same shit that happened to Rob possibly could have happened to you, possibly could have happened to me, but the women that we dealt with, they didn't have nobody coercing them in the background and say, let's come together and go do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So people act like what's going on, you know, because a lot of people don't like to talk about it. They act like what's going on is so, like, damn, how did that happen? Like it's so hard for something like that to happen. It's not.
Right. So
it's way easier than what people think.
So question, can you look at the screen?
Hold on right quick. Let me get my other phone. Make sure I turn the volume down so it don't echo. Give me just a second. Gotta go straight to it. All right, I'm looking at it.
This form right here pretty much puts you in private status.
Right.
And see, exempt or political organization. This form takes you out the tax-paying status. And it goes to the public inspection. And it goes to the public inspection. That's one of the forms.
Right.
Then I'm going to show you the W-8 bin. I'm going to put the W-8 bin up there. Hold on. I got to find it. Hold on.
Man, you know, I got so much of this information, man. It's scary when you get into it, man, to just know how this world operates, really.
I keep telling everybody, man, it's crazy. This form right here, if you're looking at the screen, y'all, and y'all see it, this form, and I'm not going to lie to you, this form will get your ass fired from a job who don't want you to know the truth. And they will give you every type of excuse why they don't want you on their property. This right here, certificate of foreign status of beneficial owner for United States tax withholding and reporting individuals. Here's my question. If you look at a lot of stuff that go on, it says in the Republic of Washington, D.C., right? So outside of Washington, D.C., it's foreign status. Why don't people identify with being foreign status? You're not a U.S. citizen. And people think, oh, I was born here, but that makes me a U.S. citizen. No, that don't make you a U.S. citizen.
It don't. You don't.
And you have to be sworn in to be a citizen.
Yeah, you're not a citizen, but you governed by the government because the Social Security number.
Look, and it clearly says, do not use this form if you are not an individual if you are a U.S. citizen or other U.S. person, including a resident alien individual.
Right.
So if you've been sworn in as a U.S. citizen, you can't use a W-8 bin. But if you was born here, you can use a W-8 bin to show that you don't got to pay the taxes of the corporation.
Yeah, this is real. It's a real serious thing. But I think if more people would wake up to and realize what was really going on, it'll change a lot, because it'll be the real truth of America come out.
All right.
It's all about that $100 million trust that everybody has.
Well, I'm gonna show you this. I want you to tell me if you are familiar with this right here, Vi. Because see, we all know about the incomparable $100 million trust, and we know about that. But do you know about this? But it's on the screen.
Let me see. I'm looking.
It's about to pop up right there.
No, I ain't never heard of it.
See what I'm saying?
Oh, man's account.
The whole thing about the QSIP number.
The QSIP number. Yeah, I heard something about that QSIP number.
Once you get your QSIP number, you own everything that you do. Just like I got court coming up soon.
Right.
And since they bringing me in court, once I walk free and exonerated from my cases, I want the money that's on them papers, but that's on them bond papers. So what I'll do is I'll go to the court cage and I'll provide my QSIP number and I'll get the funds, but that's on them court papers. And because I reclaimed all my stuff.
Right. And one of my guys was telling me that QSIP, he said you can go in Fidelity. He said you go to Fidelity and do the same thing that they doing with your money. You can go do it for yourself, and you will get a check every month.
Man,
that's all for the interest.
Man, it's crazy. Just like I tell everybody, how do you think they are really giving you all these allocated funds right now?
Yeah, because they gave us our reparations. Really, you just don't know you got them.
Facts. Facts.
That's the truth. That's the dark truth right there. That's why that conversation never get nowhere.
And see, I'm about to show you something. When I go to court, I'm about to show you something real quick that's gonna bust your head open.
You already proved your certificate of live birth. You already proved to them that you are a man, so they can't. You already a step ahead on that part. So once you get that part out the way, everything else is just a trickle down the field.
Yes, Adrena.
Just keep
on. Look at the screen, Vi. This right here is what you have done, and you put it on record, and before you go to court, and you also keep a record with you. This is a notice of special arrival and appearance.
Yeah.
With this form, this is a form that you create in yourself. With this form, with the UCC codes that's on it, and with the proper wording,
right?
And you put this in there, and the judge going to know that they can't play with you, especially because you're going to swear it in. So what you do is you just replace every place of Texas with your county and your state, and then where you see John Henry, and you put your name. But that's all,
right,
bro.
Man, I'm gonna have to catch up with you, bro, because you know a little bit more. Well, I'm going in the right direction.
Right.
But you seem like you're a little bit more ahead of me.
Oh yeah.
I know that there's something going on in this world that a lot of people don't know. And I can't talk about it with my friends because they think I'm crazy.
Well, a lot of people's going to think that. Just like prime example. Let's say you went and you signed your signature somewhere. I can send you paperwork and then walk you through it on how to do it. Whereas that you can go back and put that paperwork in, and once the notary signs it, because the notary is the most powerful person in the court system. Everybody think it's the judge, but it's not. It's the notary.
Because that's who puts the seal and shit on it,
exactly.
Right?
And the notary is the most important and the most powerful person in the court system.
Because they file it in it. They do is because the guy, like I was reading, like the clerk and the notary, they're the same people.
No, but they're not. And the clerk,
do the filing.
And the clerk does the filing. She's the most important person about your paperwork getting on public record. The notary holds more weight than a judge do, because a judge just oversees your case. But when a judge see the notary is there, that means that everything is truthful, because a notary can't sign it unless it's truthful.
Right. Man. Well, this, and that's something I think that's something Rob need to do. He do get free vindicated of this. I think he just need to take himself out of this system that these people live in. Is just go live his life out somewhere, man. Because it's just fucked up. It's fucked up what a man had to go through in this country, man. And if this man is a millionaire fighting like this, imagine what type of chance a person like me or you have that ain't got the money or, ain't got this shit to just have all these lawyers and attorneys. It's crazy, man.
But I'm going to tell you, but I have a friend that was locked up that actually did a conditional acceptance money order, bruh, and his account got credited in 3 days.
I heard about that though. The $1.
Nah, but it's called the bill of exchange.
Yeah, because man, we gonna have to talk. We gonna have to talk offline.
Okay.
What I'm saying? But I know it's good information for people that's online listening. It may seem like it's going over y'all head, but once y'all start looking into it and reading up on it and understanding what's really this country ain't nothing about nothing but money. The money is everything in this country. People, all this other shit, they don't care about none of that. It's all about the dollars. That's it.
Yeah, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna have my friends that's much more advanced. What I'm gonna do is have my friends which is much more advanced in this, because I got a homeboy that lives in Chicago. He don't pay car insurance because he made his own car insurance.
Right. And I seen him, one of my dude I was telling me, he was like, man, he asked me when I just got off into it, and I got in one of these groups with these people. And y'all like, do you got a car note? I'm like, nah, I ain't got a car note. I own all my car. He's like, oh, because if you had a car note, I can tell you how to go fill out, apply for this, apply for that. You take it to the dealership and tell them you want the title to your car. He said, because they get paid for that car. Anytime they run your Social Security number, they get paid for that car up front.
Yeah. And the thing is,
you paying yourself back.
Right. And the thing is that you paying 3 ways for the car. 3 ways.
Right. 3 ways. Yep.
But all right, Vi, and today is Tuesday. I'm gonna start back teaching this on Monday. I'm gonna get my crew together, and they're gonna come over, and and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the floor over to them, and they're gonna each have 2 days of teaching different things, and I'm gonna be learning as well.
Right. I'll be there listening because, this, and I hope a lot of people start looking into, and just try to look and find out who you are as a person, as a man or a woman, and see how you was created. And God made man, not know all this other shit don't matter.
Right. All right, Vaughn, let me get out of here. I'm gonna close this out, man. I ain't gonna be here long.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Miss Spencer. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Hey, can I get 22 people to hit that like button? I got 219 people watching. Can I get 22 people to hit that like button? Thank you so much, Ms. Audrina Spencer. Right. Right. And Monday, I think is overdue. I think it's overdue. I think people of color need to really start doing certain things. And I'm gonna be honest, if you in the Georgia region, please start asking about Commonwealth driver's license, because you shouldn't have to get a commercial driver's license to drive a private car. Think about it. And you got to go commercial to drive a private car. Once again, I'm gonna speak on it because I know people are gonna say something about it. If you want to donate to the channel, you can hit the Cash App, which is the Be More Actor. I'm sorry. If you want to donate to the channel, you can hit the Super Chat. And trust me, everything that y'all do goes right back into the channel. If you want to donate to me personally, privately, and don't want it to be seen, you can hit the Cash App at the Be More, which is $TheeBMoreActor. And trust me, it's not mandatory, but it is appreciated, and I'm thankful for every bit that's donated, whether it's $5, $100, $1,000, $10,000, $5,000. I'm appreciative of what it could be. I'm one away from 22 people, and I thank y'all and for getting the likes up. I need to learn more about the human in the corporation. Yeah, man, EJ, it works in court. Trust me, it works in court. If you ever have to go to court, it makes a difference to know if you're a corporation or you're a person. Because I'm gonna say this: a corporation can only do business with a corporation. And if a corporation want to do business with a person, it have to have a liaison that knows firsthand knowledge about what's going on. Now, question: how can a liaison, which happens to be a human being, how can a liaison know what goes on in between a corporation and a person? No way possible. No way possible. I thank y'all for the thumbs up. Matter of fact, I even thank the 13 people that gave me thumbs down. I thank y'all, because at the end of the day, that lets me know that y'all are watching and that y'all learned something as well. How long did the process take you, Dana? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm still on the process. I'm still on it. And I just started doing this 3 years ago. 3 years ago, August the 1st. It'll be 3 years. And I've had some downfalls learning, but I've had a lot of upbringings, and I had a lot of, good things happen too. I've been around for a while, and I'm embarrassed to say some stuff I never knew. So I appreciate your teachings. Thank you so much, Miss Sonia Price. And Huff, it's not an embarrassment part because they hide it from you. And the thing is those other folks, like the Illuminati folks and all them folks do it every day. Every day. Good. Good night, Tasha. Love you too. So don't feel like you know, and you should have known. No, but don't feel like that. And I want to ask a question, but because I don't have nothing to prove, I'm not going to ask this question. Man, a 2-minute recap, nowhere in the world. I did 2 lives. There's no way I can do it in 2 minutes. Learn something new every day. Nothing wrong with learning. Right. And that's part of life. Anytime you stop learning, then that means you have no business being here. But if you continue to learn every day, then that means that you really have a good way of doing it. Yeah, Brandon, you're right. You're right. I'm going to just let folks think what they do. Hey, Lady J. I'm going to let folks think what they think, because whether you're right or wrong, people going to believe whatever they want anyway. And that's why I never tell people where to go and who to like. This is what I say. Whoever you can identify with, that's who you need to be. Monday at 11:30 a.m. I never tell nobody, oh, no, don't go over there. Don't go over there. No, but the only thing I say is you go where you're like-minded. And if you hang with certain people, you can't hang with me because we on a whole nother plane. Looking at this. Okay, Joshua, cool. Everyone's like, okay, what time of day? 11:30. Eastern Standard Time. Dana, I have a business. Can you tell me where can I fill the paperwork out of not paying attention? Hey, Lawrence, matter of fact, hit me offline at D. What is my damn email address? Book, BOOK, Dana J at gmail.com. Let the flies go to the shit that stink. That's right. That's right. And we love you too, Firm. And we love you too, Ann. I'm about to call you Firm. If you put up the Mason sign when you go to in the courtroom and you make either eye contact with a judge, you will win your case. But wait a minute. Wait. Adrena, that's a catch-22. And you can put up a Mason sign and a judge call you in a chambers and you don't know what the hell you talking about, you're going to go to jail. That's why I tell people, if you're not a Mason, don't do it. Secret societies are real. And I think that's what I'm going to teach about tomorrow. I'm going to teach about the progress of the secret societies. Because secret societies are real. You can't please everybody, and it's crazy. But the same people they try to hang with is the ones that will stab them. That's right. Delbert Rivers. Hey, Masons do not do that. That's true, Elizabeth. That's true. That's true. That's so true. You know what? Speaking of that, hold on. I'm going to give y'all a bonus real quick. I'm going to give y'all a bonus real quick. I'm going to try to anyway.
Hello, we are not available now.
Hold on. Oh, they might not be there. Hold on. There's a whole lot of secret societies. That's true. Let's Let's see who I can call. Yeah, you do. But I'm about to do it now.
Hello?
Hey, Pop, question.
Yeah, what's up?
Question. But I had some situations, right? But I had some situations that arise as far as masonry, right?
Okay.
I just need to ask you a couple questions.
Okay.
If that's okay with you. If a person say they're Mason, but their lodge don't have a charter, are they real Masons?
No, they're not Masons. You got to have a charter in order to operate. You have to have a charter.
Okay, so what if your lodge don't have a charter, but you paying dues to people like your dues are like $1,500 or $750 a month and $1,500 and to join? Is that
that's a ripoff, man? They're ripping you off, man. They're ripping you off. That's a ripoff. That's illegal. And plus, they're frauding people, man. That's a scam. That's a scammer, man.
okay? So let me ask this question, because I was teaching about living your life private and stuff. If a person goes to court and throw up fake Mason signs, throw up Mason signs and they're not a Mason, and the judge call them in their chambers, whatever, and they can't relay relay the signs that they throwing up, what can happen to that person?
Oh, it's up to the judge. If the judge is real Mason, it's not gonna look in his favor. If that means he's trying to get over on the judge to show favoritism because he think he is a Mason. Real Masons don't do that anyway. Okay. So it's up to the judge and what he decides to do. But if a judge is a real legit Mason, he's not gonna allow him to do that in his courtroom, especially he's fake. In matter of fact, it might get worse for him.
Okay, so if a person is wearing Masonelia and not a Mason, what could be some of the ramifications?
Well, in certain cases, he might get a beat down. It all depends on where he's at and there's witnesses and stuff. And then one thing, he'd be put on blast. Everybody that, man, don't deal with this dude. This dude is fake. He's not real. They put him on blast. They put him on the internet.
So, question: what is it when a Mason gets his light turned out?
His lights?
Yeah. What is it when a fake Mason gets his light turned out by a real Mason?
That means he called him out, and he can't actually wear the swearing coppers because he's not legit. That's what it means. It means his lights gets turned off. That means he can't radiate. He can't. Let me see. Put it this way. He can't portray a Mason if he's not one, and that's called turning his lights out.
Okay.
Yeah. That's he's just faking, and he's been called.
Okay.
His lights have been turned out.
Okay. So, question: is it true that real Masons help their communities? They help children in private. No good deeds go undone. And to become a Mason, you are referred by another Mason upon your character.
That's true. And the background check is done. First thing you got to do, you got to believe in God. Second thing they're gonna do a background check. They're gonna check the internet. They're gonna check your criminal background, and they're gonna do an NCIC check. They're gonna do all that. They're gonna make sure that you really worthy of what you're supposed to be, and you're sincere about being one.
Okay, so what if you act unethical and unmasonry like. Let's just say, like, if you get on the internet and start doing real crazy stuff, or if you go in public and start doing real crazy stuff, can't you be checked by other Masons?
Oh yeah, you're gonna be checked. You're gonna be checked because they're gonna ask you. They're gonna ask you about if you're on Facebook. They're gonna check it out. See, once you want to be petitioned to be one, a lot of things gonna happen. One thing they're gonna check you. They're gonna check you. They're gonna check you. Check you on Facebook. They're gonna check you on Instagram. All this stuff is new. This is all new. It ain't like back in the day they didn't have Instagram and Facebook and all other kinds of. Well, they're gonna check your character. They're gonna see what type of person you are. How do you conduct yourself? How you conduct yourself morally? How you conduct yourself? Are you worthy of being one? Because if you're not, then you're not gonna get accepted, and they're gonna return your initiation fee, or you're gonna be checked. Trust me.
So, question: What if I I'm trying to think of a way of wording this. What if I seen a group of brothers that claim that they Masons, and I went and bought a black suit and some white gloves and a Mason chain and a Mason ring, and I just start paying dues, and they didn't have a charter, and then when somebody asks me about a charter, I sit back and say, well, I go to Mother Mary, but I'm about to make up something. I go to Mother Mary Lodge in Chicago, or I go to Mother Mary Lodge in New Orleans, or I go to Mother Mary Lodge in Atlanta, or I go to Mother Mary Lodge in Baltimore.
It doesn't matter where you go, because one thing, you're going to be checked out. They're going to find out who's the worshipful master, who's in charge of the lodge, when do y'all meet, and who's the grand, and what, depending on what state, they're going to find out, because all they're going to do is call the Grand Lodge and see if you're on the registry. So just like you in Maryland. So I'm with Corinthians 62. So they said, well, what lodge you out of? I said, I'm in Corinthians 62. On what state? I'm in Maryland. First thing they're going to do, they're going to call the Grand Lodge of Maryland, and they're going to check the registry for Corinthians Law number 62. And when they check it, they're going to find out who the worshipful master is. And then they're going to contact the worshipful master and ask you, are you on the book? Are you an active member? They're going to find out, trust me. That's how they're going to find out whether you're fake or not.
Wow.
They're going to know.
So
there's
question.
There's no getting around it.
So question, and can anybody just walk into a lodge meeting?
No, oh hell no.
Why?
Huh?
I'm just saying, like me, if I wanted to walk into a lodge meeting, but I wouldn't be able to if I didn't know anybody.
You wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't be able to go to a lodge meeting anyway unless you become a Mason.
Okay.
You just can't put on a suit and just go to a meeting. No, man, you gotta go through the initiation and everything, background check and everything.
See, I'm just trying to get clarity of it, and because it's like I told you and before, it's so much, but that you hear, and it's like people that's actually there. I would rather hear from the people that's there. And I know you belong to one of the most prestigious masonry groups out there. You're Prince Hall.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if it's not Scottish Rite, if it's not travel.
No, there is a Scottish Rite, but Scottish Rite is a different department of masonry. Scottish Rite is like I'm in the Scottish Rite, but I'm a 32nd. I got one more degree for a 33rd. I got one more degree, and you can't be a 33rd unless you do community work. You have to be recommended for 33rd.
Wow.
You just can't say I'm a 33rd, but you gotta check you out, and you gotta be recommended. And so, what did he do for the community? Does he go to church, for one? Second thing, does he do stuff does he feed the homeless? Does he do stuff that's gonna worthy him for being one, for helping the community out? Does he do stuff for kids? Is he coaching football? They ask you all this. You got to be doing something for the community and for mankind. You have to be selected. I mean, you just can't say, well, I'm a 33rd. It doesn't work like that. You have to be recommended for a 33rd.
So question, can you report a fraudulent Mason to somebody?
Yeah. The Grand Lodge.
So I can, but if I'm not a Mason, I wouldn't be able to get into a Grand Lodge, right?
Well, no, you ain't got to get in. You can just call down and tell them that this guy's fake. Just go down to the Grand Lodge of Georgia and let them know. You ain't got to be a Mason to do it. You just let them know this guy's fake.
Okay.
And trust me, they'll investigate him. Trust me, they got people that do that. You just find out where he frequents at, where he goes at, what's his name, if you can get his name, where does he hang out at. They're gonna trust me, they're gonna investigate it.
Okay.
They got brothers that's gonna jump on that. Real Masons, real brothers. Wow. Because there's a group called the Philosophy Society. I'm involved with them.
The what?
That's what they do. They like the what you call, they're investigators for the Masons.
And they call the Philak Society?
The Philosophy Society.
Wow.
And that's what they do. They check legit lodges, and they check illegal and clandestine lodges, and they check people that's phony too. That's what they do. Okay, so if you're if you in a clandestine, am I saying it right? Clandestine, yeah. If you in a clandestine lodge, right? Mm-hmm. What happens when you are discovered being in that lodge? Well, hold on for a minute. You brush the glass out? Okay. So what they're gonna do? They're gonna put you on blast, and they're gonna tell other organizations and other people that you're phony. You're operating without a charter, for one. Second thing, you're phony. You're giving out false information and telling false stuff, and then they're gonna let the brothers and people that want to be real Masons not to deal with you. Okay, last question. Then I'm gonna let you go, Pop. What is a charter? What is a charter? A charter is something that's granted from England, and in order to get a charter, it's granted from England. That means you can operate. You can operate. It gives you the authority to operate as a lodge, a charter. And you just can't say I got a charter. You have to produce it. It's a piece of paper. It's like a documentation stating that you're legit. And you have to be a God-fearing person into being Mason, right? Yeah, I mean, you gotta believe in God. You can't be an atheist. You gotta believe in God. A lot of people say, well, they were saying that we worship the devil, and everything we do comes out the King James Version of the Bible, Dan. Everything we do, all our studies and what we study comes out of the Bible. Okay. And I don't know why people say that. Yeah, you a devil worshiper, but that's not true. I wouldn't be involved in something if we was worshiping the devil. So call it a cult, all kind of crazy stuff. So let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. And that's my last question, because I know I hear Mom calling you and all that. If I was a Mason, right? Mm-hmm. And I fell homeless, would other Masons allow another brother to be homeless? Well, they wouldn't allow him to become homeless and everything. But if he was worthy, he fell on hard times. Say for instance, he lost his house by no means because it was his fault. They're gonna help that brother out. Wow. But if he's homeless because something he did on his behalf that he wasn't worthy for, of course you're not gonna get help. You have to be worthy. That's the thing about you have to be worthy. So if I got homeless because I lost, say for instance, I was working and I lost my job because the company got up and left, and I ain't had no means to support myself. But I was a worthy brother while I was before I got homeless. I was paying my dues. I was doing stuff for the community. but I was in destitute. It's called destitute. That's the term it's called. It's called destitute.
Okay.
And if you're destitute, then they can help you. But you got a lot of people saying that they're destitute and they're lying because all they want to do is get free stuff and want you to help them. Well, I'm destitute. Can you loan me $100? I had that happen down at the VA. The guy was phony. He wasn't no real mate. I said, man, you're not real. I asked him for his dues card. He didn't produce his dues card. You got to have a dues card, too.
So if you can't produce a dues card, then what?
I wouldn't deal with him. Not saying that he's not a brother, but there's certain things you know. Let's say, what's the name of your life, for one? Who's your worshipful master? Who's in charge? When do y'all meet? What days of the week? What days of the how long y'all meet during the month? Y'all meet twice a month or once a month? You gotta answer all these pertinent information. I know what to ask them. I can tell whether they're phony or not because I said, well, what's your worshipful master? What's his phone number? Let me call your lodge, and then this how I really get them. Well, let's go to a lodge meeting. When do y'all meet? When do you have your next meeting? Can I go? Let me talk to your worshipful master. Then they really messed up. Then
wow.
You say you want to go to the lodge and you want to communicate with them. Go that night. I said, well, when y'all meet? Well, we meet such and such a day. When y'all meet? First of the month, third of the month, first Tuesday and third Tuesday of the month, whatever. Or Wednesday or Friday or Monday. They can't ask them questions. I wouldn't deal with them.
Okay.
So that's another thing you can check.
Yeah, I just wanted to find out because it's like, and I'm on the fence about it, and I didn't want to, join something that wasn't that's out of compliance. So I'd rather deal with the real deal.
Okay. Well, like I said before, if you want to get involved, then you got to get your act together, Dana.
Yeah, I know.
You got to get your act together because you don't want to get blackballed.
Right.
That's embarrassing.
Right. All right. I'm gonna let you go.
Okay. All right. No problem. If you have any more questions, you can ask me.
All right.
All right. Bye.
All right. David, you gotta get your act together. You don't want to get blackballed. Man, I'm not beefing with nobody no more. I'm not fighting nobody no more. Damn. Yeah, Joshua, you can say I'm kind of connected. That's why I don't worry about nothing. I'm connected all the way around the board. But that's it. Oh, for everybody that donated today, I thank y'all so much. It's somebody I missed because I was on a call. I want to thank you, Miss Monica. You're a faithful member of the firm over here, Miss Monica Jules. You're a faithful member. I thank you so much. Nope, you sure aren't, because we're on your. What happened? Okay. Well, anyway. Let me find out you were here. Dana, get your act together. Let me find out you in here, McCray. Shout out to my family, my blood family that's in the chat, acting crazy. Y'all don't forget Friday, please. Friday, 9:00. I want to bring y'all something. I'm gonna tell y'all, because everybody here at the firm went to go watch last Friday's premiere. We are now the number one watched. We are the number one watched web series on YouTube. We broke over 730 views in less than 48 hours. I want to thank y'all for that because y'all didn't have to do it, but y'all did. I want to thank y'all for that. This Friday, chapter 2, also, we have been entered into the film festivals. So what I'm gonna do is I really don't know the details of it. So I'm gonna contact Jade and see if she can come over and share the news over here as well. We're progressing. We're also in a writing room for the docu on Robert Sylvester Kelly. The name of the web series is called On My Radio. It's called On My Radio. Yeah, it's called On My Radio. So what I'm about to do, because I'm on there and I got 13 minutes left, I'm going to share 13 minutes of On My Radio. I want y'all to see what I'm so excited about. This is just chapter 1. I showed it yesterday, and I'm gonna show it again today. It's some things that I'm quite sure y'all be like, yo, is this really real? Like, do this happen in real life? Yes. Everything we do happens in real life. So what I'm gonna do is, for the people that's over here that didn't go subscribe, I want y'all to see this, because this is real life. And maybe y'all been through something, or y'all know somebody that been through something. But if y'all haven't, I need y'all to come here. Look at the screen. Come here to Jade Angela Moore. Come here to Jade Angela Moore and subscribe and hit this bell when y'all subscribe. But here it is right here. I'm gonna give y'all the full screen of it. Here we go. I want you.
I'm glad that you're awake. You know, this journey that we've been on has been above amazing, simply divine, supernatural, if you will. This bond that we've created goes beyond space and time. But I know that there's more. More for you, more for us to experience. So, let me be your soundtrack. Let me be your soundtrack. Let me be your soundtrack.
Hello to all the lovely people out there that stayed up just to listen to myself and the best co-host in the city, J-Rock. Damn right, keep smooth. It's currently midnight, and wherever you are, whether it's in your car, in the shower, in your bed, hopefully you're not alone. We welcome you to the Soul Groove. All right, again, welcome to the Soul Groove with myself, Key Smooth, and J-Rock. J-Rock, how you feeling tonight? I'm feeling good, man. I'll feel even better if I had a young tenderoni up in here at the studio with me. You know what I'm saying? Jay, there you go, always being nasty. But I can't complain. It won't be a normal show without you exposing your arousal to all the listeners. What can I say? J-Rock is a lonely teddy bear. He just needs a young lady to squeeze him tight, and I mean real tight. All right, enough with all that. Let's get tonight started, man. Okay. Most of y'all are curled up next to your lover, right? So I have a question. When you two are lying there, do you feel the sense of a woman's sensation, almost like a damn Fever.
Oh, I can answer that, Jay. Every single time.
Well, how about we turn up the heat one time for the one time, Keith?
I'm with you, bro. To kick the night off, I got my brother, Jafar. It's lighting the city on fire. What you give me?
Yeah.
Me crying and shake. My heart is breaking.
How you laughing over there?
No, Rochelle sent me some.
Oh, is it new? Let me see that big ass.
Watch out.
Still can't believe you sleeping with the enemy.
It's not the enemy, bro. It's a little friendly competition.
Fuck that. Her show and Al's are neck and neck in the late night radio race. And your ass is in her bed. The sex better be mind blowing, nigga.
Jay, relax, man. Our love life will never come between our business. And if you must know, the sex is phenomenal.
I definitely didn't know that. But since you mentioned it, do she give it to you right? Do she call you daddy?
Man, shut the hell up and get your own love life.
I'm working on it, man. The teddy bear's working on it. Look, I'm all for you finally settling down with one woman after a lifetime of your hoish ways. And I love Rochelle. Really do, Keith. But at the end of the day, this shit is business, Keith. I told you that shit a year ago when you two first got together. This is our job, Keith. Our fucking livelihood. And I don't want it all to be fucked up over a relationship.
It won't. I can promise you that.
All right. Hold your ass to that.
So, how was your show?
It was good, as always. How was yours, man?
Good, as always.
Rochelle, can you promise me something?
What's up, baby?
I know our shows is competing for the charts. I just want you to promise me there won't nothing come between us.
That no matter what happens between us professionally, we're gonna be good personally.
Oh, it's a surprise. Damn. You ready?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, we're here.
Open up. Thanks, boo. Thank you. Well, you know I wouldn't have none of this without.
Oh, yes. Let me do the honors. This is nice for me. I'm so happy.
Thanks, boo. Thank you.
Cheers to new beginnings.
Yes. So when you move in?
Well, still waiting on my bed. You know, I need something soft for my back. Unless you want to send Keith my way.
Girl, why? He's taken.
Yes, I drown myself in my single man sorrows.
Yes, please. I'm gonna give you some money.
Ooh. Did you do it yet?
No. I told you when the time is right. Man, everything is going good right now. I'm not trying to mess up our girl.
I feel you. You know you're gonna have to do it eventually. You know that, right?
I don't know. But we said we wasn't gonna let the business get in between our relationship. I'm scared as well.
You love him?
I do. But I didn't realize it until this situation. You know we've been together for almost a year, and we still haven't been
Damn, what type of relationship y'all in?
Akasha's one. Oh no, he hurt his last girlfriend. And you already know what happened with my ex, so we just have to take it slow. Very slow.
Seems like you at a crossroads. This could either go two ways. You can either have paradise personally or persecution professionally. Or vice versa.
Side to side, fast they glide. Come dance with me. Oh yeah, just like passion, drumming to the beat.
And that was just a beautiful night to him. A beautiful night it is indeed. It is currently 3 a.m. with clear skies and a full moon putting the cherry on top.
Those beautiful days turn into beautiful nights, and we can make beautiful love.
So romantic, right?
Yes, girl. It sounds like that makes me wonder, why am I still single?
Cordell, you single because you choose to be. Now, why you keep doing that to yourself?
Dang, why you gotta do me like that, Rochelle? Ugh. You know I be all in my feelings.
Yeah, you do, boo. But it's okay. I still love you.
Okay, I see you with the ABC rhymes. Look like somebody done came and got their little education.
Kiss my ass, Cordell.
And you kiss mine too. See, I can rhyme too. Shout out to that trumpet player solo though. You know, I gotta shout out my fellow trumpet players.
Woo-hoo. Shout out to the trumpet players. All right. It is now time that we leave. It hurts us just as much as it does y'all.
Yes, but don't worry. Your favorite show will be right back here tomorrow at the same damn time.
Okay. And if you want to tune in for 24 hours, please follow our podcast at L Nightly for all the exclusive content that y'all can't get on air.
Talking Rochelle.
Girl, bye.
But anyway, thanks for tuning in to L Nightly.
Good night. You are crazy.
Anyway, Waffle House Wednesdays.
I came tonight. I rode with Keith. Rachel?
Fine. But you buying, bitch.
Okay. Love you.
Love you too.
Crazy.
Marshall, what you laughing at?
Cordell. He's mad at you.
For what?
Cockblocker.
Man, tell that man he can have you tomorrow.
He knows.
That boy trip. I don't know who's worse, Cordell or Jay.
I think they making it.
That's facts. That's facts.
Keith?
Yeah, babe.
I think I gotta tell you something.
Damn, what's up?
I love you.
It's more like a group.
Well, that was chapter 1. I thank everybody for even staying to watch that. We at midnight. I'm about to be up out of here. Tomorrow, I'll be back bringing y'all some more content. Thank you so much, Elizabeth Bell. I'll definitely let her know. I'm actually talking to her online now. Hold on. Hold on. He love you back. So I told her what y'all said. Cause she actually on there now. Dana, God has you here for a reason, and the season. Don't lose track. Stay focused. Trust me. I will not. I will do whatever God allows me to do. But I'm gonna tell y'all, remember 4 things. Number 1, keep God first in everything you do. Number 2, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. Rule number 3, you kill hate, negativity, lies, despair, rumors with love, truth, and positive action. Rule number 4, elephants don't swat flies. Number 5, be someone important. Be yourself. Until tomorrow. And then once again, I want to thank everybody that donated via Super Chat or via Cash App. I want to thank every last one of y'all. I just let her know, XO. Y'all be great, and I'll talk to you later. All right? I'm thankful for everything and everyone. God bless you. Peace.